Hey guys, how's it going? It is 9:09, well 9:10 p.m. now, September 28th, 2017. And I swear, the minute I started talking, that's when the dog started barking. I can't believe my luck. Anytime I want to do something, I get home at this time or I do something at this time, that's when they start. It never fails. I heard them all night. Anyways, where the hell am I? I don't even know where the hell. That's okay. So yeah. They barked when I got home, that was about it. Okay. Just waiting to see if the dogs shut up. No sense complaining. Where are we at here? We got signals here. I don't even know where the hell I was at here. I saved it there and I don't know what it was doing. Anyways, I wanted to get to what I wanted to talk about before so rudely interrupted. What is going on here? So we're at 4:11. That was when the last save that I made at. At first I was just going to go in and do the boring stuff, but now suddenly I thought, well, I might as well run out the hour till 5 a.m. And with that in mind, let me just see what's going on. Probably got a bit of explaining to do as to why I'm here, especially after what, the last video I posted or the video before the fishing, which was kind of a boring disaster. But anyways, no, I've done that before. I just I don't know. There's supposed to be 5 trains on here. I see 3. Oh, okay, wait a minute. One of them's in here, that's why. And one of them's in here. So it's really quiet. But I will explain what's going on. And I'm very tired tonight, but suddenly this woke me up, which is very strange. Usually it's the opposite sometimes, especially, at least it felt that way the last time I did this. Okay, so I did get a response on the forum. That was interesting. I'll talk about that in a moment. But and I meant to go in, but that's okay. Hang on a second here. That's what I want. So I got 2 passengers and an intermodal. Okie dokie. I'll get to what I was saying in a minute. Okay, so they're doing okay. They're just doing their thing. Reverse for Fitzgerald sub there. Reverse for yard entry. Okay, so he's coming across. That's what that's all about. There's an Amtrak up at the top. Oh yeah, I was gonna have the two Amtraks are gonna meet somewhere in here. That's why I went to that screen last. And I've got 2 freights and 2 freights that are sitting in, one ready for humping and one that brought racks in that will have to be distributed or something. Again, we're still trying to figure out a few things. Let me get into the sheets here. This was what I originally intended to do, and then I wanted to open up to see where I was at. And I was going to start from there, and then I thought, okay, no, maybe not. Because I was going to get into the boring stuff to get prepared for Sunday. And that's really where... Oh, I'm like, what the hell's the data? Now I know why. Okay, so I started going through some of the data, but I didn't get too far. Don't start that again. Okay, here we go. So 4:15 a.m. I think I have some of the times set here. See, this is still a bit disorganized. It's getting there. The fact that the data is there is a big deal. If we're running 2 hours, that means we'd probably be running 5 to 7 if I stop it tonight at the top of the hour, which is what I'm thinking about doing. But we'll see. Sorry, I'll get to this in a minute. Not scheduled. Percent late. Saturday 340. Saturday at 340. What is going on here? It's yellow, meaning it has something else to do. It's got some distance or something to turn or something. I don't know what that means exactly yet. Eventually I will. Oh yeah, okay. He's got work at Savannah. He's got... These things I have to figure out. And I think I'll have more time to figure them out. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. 416 will bring me down to here, which would be the next one. So I'm actually all the way down to 445. I've gotta find a way to get this data over to the train sheet, because I don't want the raw data to get messed up with all this as well. But eventually I'll figure out a way how to get it over there, hopefully. Then we're looking at a 445. So yeah, I already did the random for that. I don't know why that's set. Charleston, it's got a yellow on it, and I'm not too sure why that is. It's got something. Oh, Savannah. Well, that's going left though. Where's it coming out of? Oh, okay, that's why. That's going to be delayed. So the next train we really have is the 450. See, I got to add the more scheduled things in here, so maybe we'll just enjoy this for now. It looks like 450 is going to be the next train that I have to worry about, and then no, he's not scheduled either. So we got a bunch of 5 o'clocks if all goes well there. I've got at least the Q592. That's the problem, is I got too many trains right now. It's a Waycross Chicago. I can't run it. Oh boy. Entrance code 72. Race Yard North. Yep, I can't run it. There might not even be a train on the territory at this point. Well, there's a few. There's a. Okay, there we go. There's a Q141 coming in at 505. If the lateness factor pulls in. I haven't figured out the lateness as far as those. Maybe Friday I'll play around if I have some time, and I won't go live stream or anything, and just concentrate on that. I'll get to what I was going to say anyway, so just try to enjoy things. So yeah, there's a distance factor there. And I was going to work on the late values here. Oh, I don't even know what kind of percentages to use for those guys. Looks like we were using 50%. That sound right? No, that don't sound. I was using 50%? Really? For an L173? That doesn't. That's not right. No, it's A1, but 50%. It's an intermodal. Yeah, I like the 25. How about that? I'll go with the 25. I'm not going to go with the 50. So he's got an hour to get in play. Means he's not going to get there until 6 o'clock anyways, but I will plop him in nonetheless. False anyway. 51, so he's above it. So he'd arrive on time. That guy's not running because it's running out. 505. Running out of blah 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 thing. Oh, running out of Cincinnati. Okay. Okay, we'll put him 25% too. Still not 100. What? P43. It's G40. It's false, so it stays at 505. That makes sense. Okay. I still have to add the distances. Passenger train coming out. Again, he's going to be delayed by at least an hour, but he still will come into play as well. What was I doing the passengers at? I'm not going to go too much further for now. Leave the rest. So there'll be a lot. Yeah, there'll be a lot coming online, so I'll try to stop for red signal. Are you dummy? That wasn't too bright. I forget. EO53. Oh, okay, he's the Fruit Loop. So, anyways, are he supposed? I'm gonna get him up to here and then Broadhurst, and then we'll figure out what's going on. Not much else going on. He's headed off territory. And I think I was sitting around here, starting to see signs of daylight coming in now. And I think I had Jessup. Yep. Let's leave that. We'll leave that on for that screen because there's nothing happening. Let me just check the last time that I have to worry about anything else being spawned. I gotta go back, see how far this goes into play. That's 5 hours. Takes it to 5:10. It's getting closer. Again, I have to really fine tune my calculations and why something may be delayed and all that other stuff, but we'll figure it out eventually. Just have to add in all these extra variables, so I'll figure that out eventually. Won't be too much. And then try to keep track of what I've set up and what I haven't, and what's scheduled, what isn't scheduled. I think we're okay though. everything else. So he's going to be like at 5 o'clock, which I'm going to be done at the top of the hour. 7:13 S409. Not worry about him at all. $340. He's a close one, but he's not quite. He's got to stop at Savannah. I think he's at least 5:10, so it looks like things are picking up. And then yeah, he's going to be a ways away. 173. I think we've already determined that was going to be past it anyways. Well, it's already scheduled for 5. So the next train that was scheduled is 4:45. It's Q541 Cincinnati to Waycross. I'll try to remember to spawn him in 20 minutes. So that's a Q541. Perhaps I'll put a color on him so that'll... What kind of color should I put? Could I put... I don't know. How about this? This really gets my attention. How the dispatcher works. 4:45. That. I'll minimize that. Where are we at? We're at Jessup, so... Seeing... Other than some night sky, there's not much else going on. There's just the other train. I could follow these trains around in the dark. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to see them pass through. It's for something different, so I guess he's coming through first. This guy here. Now he should pass through the Amtrak station. I like the traffic, it's kind of cool. So anyways, back to what I was gonna talk about. So yeah, last night was, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know, you know, and maybe I sound I don't know, paranoid, schizophrenic. I worry a lot. Sometimes I worry too much. As some have indicated, and rightfully so, sometimes I care too much about others, which is really interesting. I generally I do these, as far as I know, at least I do the live streams because I feel like doing them. It just feels right. I don't know. I wouldn't say it takes away from any type of loneliness or anything, but it kind of feels like I'm part of something a little bit bigger than just me and my life, I guess. That makes sense. So, not to say that I'm content or happy in my own shoes or doing my own thing. So, but as I was saying, as far as what was going on, I wasn't too sure, you know, if Ski was back yet or how his work schedule is. We really haven't talked too much in the last week or so because I know he had a few things happening. But even before I had that conversation, I was originally going to. I quickly learned, like right away, I was tired, and you know, I just basically wanted to say what I wanted to say. I felt like I was tired last night anyways. Well, maybe I got tired later on, but oddly enough, like I said, now I'm not as tired for some strange reason since I got into it. So see how this goes. Maybe I'll go a little bit longer, but it's not going to go past 11. I guarantee you that. but I'm probably going to stop it at 10. Top of the hour. So what and that was the intention, was to go to 5 a.m. the other night too, and I couldn't make it. Too tired or whatever, and then yeah, whatever. But I started thinking a little bit today. One of the first thoughts that came to mind, first of all, before I even get to that, I'll go with what ended up happening. I got out of whatever I had to say, get off my chest yesterday, and I went right from that over to another program that, you know, my son and I first started playing around with last week. And there's a lot of grunt work, or what's the term they use. Basically, you just have to keep working at it and working at it. You're basically, I don't know the term. There's a term. If I hear it, I would know it. But let me just make this. Broadhurst is going to be the meat here for sure by the looks of it. I want to say grunt, but I don't think that's the term I'm thinking. But it's just basically where you're having to keep working and keep working and keep working to get the money or virtual currency or whatever the heck it is, in order to get back into a more prosperous point of the game. So it's kind of repetitive. It's kind of boring. Fishing for me is boring anyways. I know some people like it. I never liked it, and I thought virtually would be kind of cool because, you know, I don't like the physical aspects of fishing. I don't like the boredom, but it's actually, at the very least, you get to catch fish at a faster rate in the virtual world. So that's kind of cool because it's not a 100% simulation. I mean, it seems like, you know, time flies by a little bit, twice its speed. So it seems like things are a little bit better. But whatever, it's, you know, it was boring. And I realized, like, you know, I realized, number one, with my son and I kind of told him this last week, and I said, I don't want to be running this all next weekend. I said, it ain't happening. He says, we're gonna have to find something else. And we know it ain't gonna be Run 8 because he's not interested. And that kind of got me down a little bit this week too, because that was something that I knew I could probably rely on, or at least that seemed the way at one time where he wanted to go with it. So it didn't happen, so that's okay. So I started thinking about reevaluating how I wanted to just do it myself. Not worry about not count on anybody but myself. And I started thinking of various scenarios of what I can do. First of all, I went back to this scenario with Waycross because, well, there's the passenger coming now, auto train. So I went through the scenarios with Waycross, and I asked myself, how bad is it if I just run the hump from Waycross and dispatch? Because I don't mind dispatching. Now, right now, it's fairly dead. It's not that exciting. I think I'm going to stop at the top of the hour anyways, regardless. There's still a lot I have to go through. I have to go through some of the back data, some of the stuff coming from the TAF side. Oh, that's cool. So there's a lot that I have to go through. So he's just going to blow through the station here by the looks of it, which is good. I guess so, because he's afraid. He's smart enough not to stop, which is kind of cool. That's pretty cool. Wow, passing approach signal already. Well, unfortunately, I got nothing to do other than throw you into a siding. Figure out what I'm doing with you. Ideally, I would have loved to bring them down here and meet them here. Perhaps that's how they're supposed to meet, I'm not sure. Okay, you won't have too long to wait. Now, I'm not too sure about PO90. Actually, I gotta take a look at PO90 if he actually has a stop. So to do that, I'll take a look. Yeah, see, he doesn't stop at Jessup. Savannah, he's supposed to be in there at 5:31. So in order to avoid the stop at Jessup, I actually do have to get him around. Wow. It's hard to believe that that station is held down there, huh? Full crossing it. Let's see. There's no sense having him. I could have held the auto train if I really had wanted to. So what I want to do here is I want to get him off the other track. So that's the way to get him to avoid the platform. Otherwise, he'll end up wanting to stop at the platform. Sense. I don't know if signal going the other way or not. Looks. Go. I was gonna say we could have done the meet there, but he's gonna be a little bit anyways. I'm beginning to wonder if I should have stopped him. How far away am I stopping him? That was my chance. On the other side. First look at this one. Yeah, this will be okay. There we go. So, yeah, well, I got another train coming up in a second here. What do I have coming up? Question. Deal with that first. 45. Q541 is scheduled. Got another inbound coming. 73. Off the Fitzgerald. Can't do it yet anyway, I think. Not yet. Actually I can. Put him right in the siding. What? Already? Oh, that's him. I thought he's smart enough to, I didn't think they were smart enough to put the crossing gates down for that. He'll stop as soon as he stops at all. So anyways, Q541 is in Bolin siding. Mixed freight. Q541 tagged for industries, and I can spawn now, and that'll take care of that. And I'll put him green. Not scheduled, everything else top of the hour, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll deal with the rest. Stop? Yes, he is. I thought the train was coming. And close enough anyways, so that's good. Him in a 3. Okay, he's all set. Good. Come here. Hear the gates start going, and I'll know he comes flying by. I'll try to save it at the top. So I got about 15 minutes here to kind of explain where I'm going with this here. So, man, I'm not that tired as anyways, but that's okay. I got a few other things. Might hit the sack early. Got some cleaning up to do. So, yeah, as I said before, I wasn't too sure what was going on as far as skiing. Like I said, I started out today before I got that email from me at lunch. What it was, you know, I basically had some time to think about things. Oh wow, he's here. Didn't take him long, so that's good. That for a few minutes. Good activity. So I thought about how bad it was going to be. Like, how bad would it really be if I was just dispatching and humping? Now, the dispatching is not that challenging for this, but that's okay. It's somewhat relaxing. It does have its challenging points, or it does have its little challenges from time to time. So, you know, at least it has potential. Switch. There's going here before. There he goes. The light's on. As he starts moving, the gauge. Back down the Waycross. Or, yeah, thing. Anyway. Alright, let's just... Oh, we'll watch him. Back to Jessup. That's what I meant. Not too bad of a delay. Oh, never mind. I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, like that. I like that seat the best. Alright. That's how we'll enjoy the rest of the trip. Let me just double check if I got everything else lit up. Might as well light it all up. Stop. Actually, you know something? Let's go that way instead. That way there's no interruption. Right into the thing. Hopefully I got them all set. Perfect. Okay. So I got about 10 minutes then. Hopefully he makes the Jessup. I can pass by the station. I'm sure he will, but... So yeah, I was like... I had to think about how bad it was again. And... it wasn't the end of the world, and really all I had to do is basically, who's to say I have to do one particular save or one particular way of doing this. And I think what happens is I get into the frame of mind where I'm still kind of in the frame of mind of where I was before, where I just basically, at one time where I was in California and running my own server until I decided to give it up because I wanted to pursue other things. But that's the frame of mind where I'm doing one thing, going to another. Now, I still ran California, I still dispatched, I still ran Barstow and all kinds of things on the server when Mike had taken over. So, I mean, I was still doing other things. It's just, as far as my own ownership, that had stopped. And, I mean, you know, somebody pointed out, quit this one, you quit California, you quit this, you quit that. You know, do something that you enjoy. Well, this is what I enjoy, at least at the moment. This I certainly enjoy this. There's a lot of work involved in it, and I think that's the question I keep asking myself. Is it worth the work, either A, for my enjoyment, or B, for my future enjoyment? The future enjoyment will depend upon not just me, but what others. Because I think it's very important that at least others are involved. And I had both the posts on a forum, and I had a YouTube comment about how it's difficult for them to do everything they want to do by themselves. It was actually a post to the one YouTube video I did the other night, and it's true. It is. It's almost impossible in California for one person to do everything full force. Now, right now, Waycross is not up at full force. There's trains I can't even run right now because the cycle hasn't really started up. We're just warming up things. So once things are warmed up to the point where the late trains are starting to come into play, and the trains that have traveled start coming into play, then things will pick up. I don't know if you'll get to Jessup by 5, but we'll see. But yeah, well, that's just one of those things.
Defect detector milepost 551.0.
I'll let you guys ride along with this train after I save it. Yap, basically. Spawning everything else, but I'll save it at 5 for myself and Ski for Sunday at 2 p.m.
Detector milepost 551.0. No defects. Total axles 3, 2. End of transmission.
In fact, I'll probably start concentrating. Well, it depends on where I'm at, data-wise, but passing limited clear. I don't know if that's him or not. No, it is. Okay, he's coming up to Jessup. Well, that's good. So, you know, I started thinking about different things, and sometimes I look at certain failures and I think to myself, because, you know, I looked at the Bakersfield project. Well, you know, it wasn't. I don't know what it was about the Bakersfield project or exactly what I wanted, but you know, suddenly you're missing the humping, suddenly you're missing the dispatching, suddenly, you know, you miss certain elements by being selective as to what you want to do. So right now I have all the elements available to me. I don't have a really full-fledged dispatch availability like we did in California. That's kind of what it's missing, but it is still very operational, and it has its challenges. Whereas Selkirk Mohawk, it's under capacity, and that's just the way the line has been for years. It's totally under capacity. And yeah, you can run it, like, you can add all kinds of extra trains to make it capacity or closer to capacity. Then you're kind of shifting reality, and I suppose you could shift reality. But I started thinking of other ways. I could bring in stuff coming in and treat it almost like a short line. That was kind of one of the ideas I had with Bakersfield area, even Bakersfield project. But who's to say I can't run some different variations as well? It's very easy to take one thing you guys probably not aware of. It's very easy to take the industry configurations and copy them. There's the junction there. Copy them over and back them up so that you have two different versions. See, the problem is right now, if you run a route, you're stuck with the industries that are set, so that even if you run a different save file, you still wind up with the industry file. So what you have to do is you have to back up the industry. The only way to switch back and forth is to use some type of program or batch file in order to go between the two. I think we're passing by, I think we may have just passed by the station. I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we did. Let you know in a minute. Yeah, I'm almost positive we did. It's right there. So, yeah, indeed we're passing by the station. So that's exactly what I wanted, and that's the only way to prevent the train from stopping at the station, is to actually keep it going off the opposite track. So that worked out good. So I think at the top of the hour, as of Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern is when Ski and I are going to run. I believe I'm going to dispatch. I think that's what we agreed upon. I'll dispatch and probably run the hump pull or whatever. I've got at least one train. I got a second train coming in, so perhaps I'll get that going and see what I can potentially build, even if they're short trains, for the later part of the morning. Get that going, and plus I'm gonna muck around with the data a little bit more. Talk about some ideas with that. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, you get into the thing where you actually run different configurations, and suddenly you have all kinds of possibilities. You could run. I mean, you could dispatch. See, if I want to dispatch, I can just use TD3. I don't need this to dispatch. So if I miss dispatching, just run TD3 every now and then. There's some really busy territories out there that's very easy to run, so that shouldn't be an issue. And like I said before, this to me has the most potential, and it also has the most friendliest version for a single player to run. So hopefully I'll be able to develop this a little bit further, get it to a point where, you know, I'm content and happy with it, and just keep going with it. Not worry about, like some people say, not worry about others. As far as let me just save this here. Let's see, RTS World, and we'll save and overwrite that. We'll ride along the train here for a minute. It's because it's fun. But what I'll do, as I said at the top of the hour, I know I'm running a little bit over right now. It's just before 10 p.m. Eastern. But I'm going to sign off in a few minutes. I'll just finish the thoughts that I was having. Whatever the hell that was. Lost my train of thought. What else is new? So, yeah, just to basically, as suggested on, you know, by others, basically try to do. Oh no, I know what I was saying. I was thinking forums. As far as what's going on, and it kind of touched me because there was mention about the decline. I'm not the only one that has noticed the decline, and the decline in RTS could very well be some of the motivation with, and Tom was very sincere with his email. I won't get into the details of his email because, you know, that's a private conversation, but basically I will mention that there was a noticeable decline in interest in RTS, interest, you know, in what RTS has become, and I really attribute that mostly to a similar thing that happened, and it's really been a trend that I've noticed since the spring. Because once California was gone, now suddenly, and California would have been the one server for somebody who's new or curious about what we do. Because that wasn't there, suddenly you take that away and you don't have a replacement for it, you're really counting on people who have more than one route to be interested. Not to say that that's not possible, but you're now losing a valuable commodity in the very newest of new users. So, as Ski was saying, if you don't have, number one, we didn't have the software updated, which we both know, we're well aware of. I'm not totally concerned about it at this point, despite the fact that my interest and there was motivation towards getting it done. I've found that for me personally, yeah, I'd love to see it, but I don't want to spend the time to develop it, at least not yet. I'm not in any rush to develop it. There's just not enough interest in it. And as far as making me happy or for my own purposes, no, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I'd love to see it, and yeah, there's benefit to it, but do I really want to push for it now? Ski might have other ideas. He may think that, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can use it. If he's willing to do it, we'll talk about it and we'll see. But that's going to be, it's really going to be his call for at least the short term. And who knows what's going to happen. I don't know. It's a little uncharted. I think there's some potential. I'm going to try to warn him tomorrow that, as far as how many trains are on the territory right now and what's coming up. Just so he's aware. But take a look at that before I might email him tonight and let him know where we're at. But anyways, I'm just dragging on for now. I am getting tired. I can sense that. This is one of these rides that can lull you to sleep really quick. Not that it's boring, it's just very relaxing. But that's about it, guys, tonight. I don't think I'll be back tomorrow. I'll have only limited time tonight before I basically head out for the weekend with my son. Then I will be back here. As far as I know, I will be back here live stream 2 p.m. Eastern. I asked Ski if you wanted to. He was okay if you wanted to live stream it. He may actually. I'm gonna double check with him on that one because we may want to have a conversation as well. If we have a conversation, especially if it's a private conversation, I don't feel comfortable about YouTubing it unless he wants to do that. It's going to be his call. Basically, it's his call on everything this weekend. I want him to be content this weekend. I'm not worried about me. I'll make sure, I've had plenty of opportunity to do things. This is something that I want him to be happy, and then and then he's willing to do for me favors, then that's great down the road. But for now, I just want to get things set up, and if that means he can get to enjoy running a few trains under dispatch by myself, then that's cool. I want him to enjoy it. I'll enjoy it dispatching. I'll enjoy hosting, and that's how we're going to do things moving forward. And then we'll see if people have a genuine interest. I will put something in there, or Ski and I will talk about it. There is people that is starting to show some interest. So at least those last little bits of air that we put into the forum and whatever, It seems like whether it's on the forum, not so much on the forum, but I am seeing it in the YouTube. I've had some private comments in YouTube. So that's a good sign. At least I know people are there. I should advertise the wiki a little bit more. I may start doing that again. Just at least in the YouTube videos and see where it goes from there. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm gonna exit out of this just like this, because I'm all saved. So, and yeah. So if all goes well, should see you guys on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So until then, have a good one. See you then.